Hey, family. Thank you for tuning in again. I really appreciate you. And above all, I love spending time with you. And when I say family, I don't take that lightly. I want to talk about how important it is to protect your peace and to protect your heart. You know, a lot of us are in very toxic relationships. And what I found through my lifetime is that I've wasted a lot of good years being locked up and hooked up in toxic relationships. And you know when it's toxic because if you really take real stock and inventory of the relationship, it really isn't adding anything to you. It's not building you. It's not helping you. Every element of the relationship is subtracting from your life essence. And it's hard to get out of those kind of relationships because first and foremost, we sometimes don't even realize it's toxic because for some of us, toxic is normal, especially if we've come out of a toxic household, arguing and yelling and fighting and screaming, and cutthroating and one-upping you and having that revenge mindset and laying back in the cut waiting until the opportunity is best to come for a person. Some of that is normal. And some of us haven't come out of a household like that. But because we've been in one toxic relationship after another, it's just become a custom, a way of life. Just thinking about it is draining. I've finally come to a point in my life where I have peace. And the very thing that I was hesitant to do was the very solution, was the very antidote, the very answer that I needed to get to this place of peace. And that's learning how to be alone. When you're codependent, being alone is not an option. And when you're chosen, you don't fit in, but you'll fit into relationships just to have people around you. I know that's my MO when I was younger. I didn't fit in. I didn't fit in because I didn't understand that I was chosen by God and I was set apart and I was peculiar. But because I didn't have anyone to explain that to me and I didn't have any spiritual guidance, and it was also part of my process to be here, to be able to make this video, to help somebody else out. I couldn't be alone, so I hung out with all the other people who were lost and had no direction in life, and I did whatever they did. If they drank, I drank. If they smoked cigarettes, I smoked cigarettes, and I never liked any of that. But that's what I needed to do to fit in. It was so sad. When I look back, thinking about all the years I wasted just because I didn't have good spiritual guidance. These kind of platforms and videos wasn't around. We didn't have the World Wide Web when I was coming up. We didn't have internet. We didn't even have cell phones. We had that yellow kitchen wall phone with the long yellow cord that can stretch to every room. Oh, family. Those days were good though. Less complicated. More technology. I feel like more complications. But anywho, let's get back to being codependent and not knowing how to be alone. It's hard. And you know what I realize toxic relationships do? They come to steal time. I think that's right up there for number one or number two purpose of toxic relationships. And purpose, it comes to steal our purpose. It's a lot of things that we know we should be doing, but we can't do it because we are distracted by these toxic relationships. And I'm not necessarily talking about work relationships, because you can't control those relationships. I'm talking about the ones you can control, like personal relationships. I don't care if it's your mama, your granny, your child. I don't care who it is. We have to make a decision to protect our peace and to protect our hearts, especially when all of these folks is grown. Grown should equal gone. You shouldn't be grown up in my house robbing me of all my peace, and I got to go out and go stay with somebody else just in order to have a little peace. No. These toxic relationships come to steal time and to steal our purpose. You have to learn how to just slowly start withdrawing from these relationships. When they text, they got you trained. You immediately texting back. When they call, you jumping to answer the phone. Pull back a little bit. Don't text right away. Don't call back right away. And yeah, some people may start accusing you of doing something. You moving different. I remember I was trying to get out of a toxic relationship with a girlfriend. She was like, "Oh, you moving different." Yep, I sure am. And I would gaslight her like she gaslit me. What are you talking about? I'm busy. Then I got to the point where I started maturing. I just don't owe you no explanation why I don't want to be bothered with your mess. Learn how to talk to me. Learn how to communicate with me. And I just might hit you back. But until we get to the full knowledge and understanding that it's time out for these toxic relationships, man, it is 2024. And I don't know if you've seen the world lately. There ain't no real good news out there. And I want to put a highlight and a spotlight on the number one thing I'm seeing when I leave my home. It's people screaming and arguing with someone on the other line of a cell phone. I seen someone was so angry. They were screaming and yelling at the phone till they threw it into the brick wall. I can't go out. It's not one day, but I'm not seeing somebody arguing with somebody else on the cell phone on their break when you really should be trying to get peace. I see people on their break outside arguing with folks, all in public places arguing about their personal business. Like, that's what personal business is. It's like personal. That means like don't nobody but the persons involved know about it. And I know that social media has tricked us into living our lives openly with everything we post. Look what I'm eating. Look where I'm at. Look what I'm wearing. Look what I bought. Now, I'm from the old school. I ain't going to be on social media doing all that. Now, to each his own. I'm not judging anybody. But a lot of the warfare, I believe that a lot of us is dealing with is because we are posting so much of our personal business on social media. And you got some haters out there that don't even know you. They just sending all that negative vibe, hoping that you fail, and in private you battling all of that negative energy, all that warfare and battle. But you got your game face on when it's time to post. Like, everything is just beautiful. My relationship is perfect. Look at me and my children. Oh, knowing that ain't none of that real. Now, I ain't saying you got to change any of that, what you display on social media, but I really would like to see you start working on those relationships, coming out of some of that toxicity, removing yourself from toxic relationships that you don't have to be in. You don't have to be in those toxic relationships if you just learn how to be alone, start working on yourself, just start loving on yourself, eating right, exercising, spending time on your purpose, creating the things you need to create. This is the age of creation. People are getting rich off of what they create. So family, you know that every time I talk to you, I'm talking to you in love because I really do love you. And some of y'all may find that hard to believe, seeing that we've never met, because some of us has never experienced true, genuine love. The Bible says that a friend loves because a friend tells you the truth, even if it hurts. That's what a true friend is. A true friend is not going to be saying, girl, you look good now, knowing that you don't look good now. A friend will tell you the truth, even if it hurts. If you hanging around somebody and y'all hanging out and you get in trouble that day or the next day and they didn't say anything to you to stop you, to try to make you reason the thing out, that's not a true friend. But they egging you on to go cut dudes' tires and all of that. That ain't no ride or die. A ride or die would tell you, girl, listen, dude that moved on, you need to move on too. So family, I just want to say that I love you. I appreciate you. It's important that we spend time together. Like the video, share it. Make sure you come on in here and subscribe now so we can stay connected. And remember, the journey is within. That's the only journey. If you don't go within, you will go without. Stop chasing waterfalls, family, and rainbows. Until next time.